Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. We've got a great show for you today. There's a few things I want to talk about and then show you these great sales out here. One of those things is, I talk about all the time, I get tons of messages. I usually spend about 2 hours every morning going through messages, comments on 4 different platforms and answering them before I really get to do too much work. Well, that's not quite true. I list at least one thing before I start doing that. And I want to address one thing because there's a bunch of folks that sent me messages just begging me not to change this channel. And I'm like, what in the world? Where's this coming from? We're not changing this channel, but I want to talk about it a little bit more today. Sometimes I'm not sure if folks watch the whole thing before they start commenting. And then I got a flood of messages. I'm like, there must be some miscommunication on my part, which I'm going to address today, and a couple other topics, some funny comments, some serious topics and questions as well, and a ton of sales, y'all. We have, I was getting ready this morning to do it. We have pretty good days, and they're just coming in, and they're big dollar items as well. So eBay shows $971.72 going out of here today, plus $65 on 2 cross-listed items. I think both of them were on Mercari, so it's over $1,000 going out here today. And so I want to address a couple things today, but we have a ton of sales, so we're going to knock them out really quick here. We have a $90 sale right here. It's a Magnolite with the trivet in it, and it's 4265p. And we have so many items. This, if I waited around, I could get over $100 for it, but I took, or no, not 50, 90. I paid 25, 20? 20. I paid 20. Sold for $90 plus shipping. And we're going to do 4 or 5 more really quick before we get into those questions and talk about the future of this channel. And I swear this was right on top the other day. And of course, now that I'm in a hurry with all these crazy sales coming in, I can't find it. Found it. You might remember me picking this up. Picked it up with a hat, a John Deere hat. Paid $10 for both of them. I said I'd sell the John Deere hat, make my $10 back. This would be pure profit. It is $24.99 plus shipping. It's a Tupperware egg keeper, but I was told by somebody that Avon used to give this one out. So I'm not sure. Maybe you can verify it below. Also sold a Victoria's Secret bag. This one's been here a while. I'm glad it sold. It just didn't sell on eBay for some reason. And we got an offer for $27 plus shipping on Mercari. Look at that, new with tags. I thought for sure this one would sell quicker, but still $27 plus shipping. Pretty cool bag. On Mercari, shout out list perfectly. Code Commonwealth if you're interested. You can check out that link below, 30% off your first month. Let's do a couple more here and get into the plethora of topics today, including the future of this channel. This is a Tooltex tag right here, size large, made in the USA, single stitch Darrell Waltrip, in pretty darn good condition. And yes, I get the question a lot. Tags do matter. The type of tag it's on can be a big deal. So be aware of that as well if you're interested. This is no back hit on this. In selling t-shirts. We do have a t-shirt video too, by the way. How much does this sell for? $21.38 plus shipping. And to be honest with you, because it's on that tag, we might have had to wait, but it probably could have sold for around $30, maybe even $40 in this condition. But we took a quick sale because we paid next to nothing. So we have a viewer sale. Looking down at my sheet there, looks like there's at least 4 out of the 26 sales are viewer sales. This Pokemon, what is that? It must be an animal on the front porch. Pokemon card set, $19.99. And I think the Jokers might be worth more or something. I'm not quite sure. This one went to a viewer, $20 plus shipping. And it went to Spencer. Big fan of the YouTube channel. I've been thrifting my way through college. This is really cool. And early years of my adult career, and your content has taught me so much. Thank you. Huge Pokemon fan too. So once I saw this posted, I needed to buy it and support and show some support. Well, thank you. Thanks, and hope it makes the YouTube channel. Well, it just did. It made the YouTube channel. So I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the cards. Last 1 or 2, because they're together, and then we're going to get into the topic. We got the Cutco knives. They're still selling. Taking offers on some. Some are getting bought full price. Let me look these 2. Whoa, let me dig these 2 out. All right, 1504, I think, if I got these straight, this one sold for $80 plus shipping. I think it's a cheese knife. And this one right here, $17.21, I think is what it is. That one sold for $55. So $80 plus shipping, $55 plus shipping. All right, so first of all, I realize, you know, I talk sometimes about some negative stuff. I promise y'all I'm not negative. I think that whole last video was about doing just the opposite, being positive, even though I did get quite a few comments about using, what did I use? I used that person's comment. They said that Whatnot was a passing reseller cancer. And I used it in the title, and there was no offense meant to anybody. I was using the secondary meaning of the word cancer, which doesn't really have anything to do with biology at all. Anyway, so my apologies if I offended anybody out there. But I'm going to read a funny one that made me laugh today. And then after that, then we'll get into the topic, which is about the future of this channel, and I think what some people misconstrued a little bit. So this one I just saw come across a little earlier. Lolly and Pop resale. Kevin, I realize you're like Mr. Rogers for adults. Your voice is calming, your presence is peaceful, and your knowledge is priceless. Well, that's very, very kind to a reseller like me, so thank you. I thought that was funny. I guess in some ways we kind of do that, so I guess that's a compliment. I remember I didn't like school growing up. I think I've talked about that before. And so I would do anything to get out of it because I wanted to do other stuff. And one of the things I used to do is fake being sick. And my mom was a softie, so I usually got to stay home and watch Mr. Rogers until the one time that my grandparents were watching me. And my parents were on vacation, and I faked sick so I could stay home and, you know, watch TV or play or do whatever. And my grandma said, "Oh, that's too bad." And she turned off no TV, no nothing, no radio. There's a book and a bed. That's all you had all day. I'm like, whew, I'd never be sick here. She had 6 boys, so she knew all the tricks. So I'm glad I had an easy pushover mama. I love you, Mom. I guess I didn't answer the question, did I? Well, let me pull one more, and then we'll answer it, I promise. So we got one of those Secret Life of Pets pugs sold again. Mel, this one went out on one of the clearances. We're trying to clear them out. We're only making $1 or so on these. $1.50 maybe, sold for $6 plus change. And free shipping. And that's from Secret Life of Pets, y'all. That's Mel. I'm pretty sure that's the name of that one. You know how I know I'm home alone? It's because both dogs just got in here. Crazy. Sophie never comes in here unless nobody else is in the house. So when I heard Sophie scratching at the door, I knew that everybody's gone. So somebody just picked up Turner. He's going to a minor league baseball game tonight. My wife and my daughter are away at, I think, her cousin's house, who just had a baby, bringing them food and all that, and gifts and all that stuff. So it's just me, these 2 dogs, and all these cats, and a hedgehog and some chickens. So these questions here. So I had quite a few, maybe half a dozen to a dozen messages over the last 2 days. Look, and I think it came from when I said, hey, I'm making a huge investment, something brand new, something we're going to do. And people just assumed that we weren't going to do this anymore. Listen, I've said this, I said it in the last video, and then I got the responses. I have no plans whatsoever of ever changing this. This is where I'm at my happiest. This is what I absolutely love to do, but there's a bunch of stuff I love to do. I like to travel a little bit with my family. I like to go picking. I like to go to highway sales. You know, we have Garage Sale Nation Facebook group. We have Garage Sale Nation, the channel. We have, you know, Flipper, Commonwealth Flipper. We have Commonwealth Picker. We've got Trash to Cash podcast. All this stuff. And we also love to do charity. So I've been trying to bring everything together under one roof for a few times a year. And that's what this is about. More than a few times a year, I hope. But nothing's going to change. So I appreciate all the well-wishers and all the people who somehow thought that this was the end of the channel. I don't know how that got out there. There's one comment and people responded and it just kind of got out of hand. But we are going to announce this. Well, you're going to see glimpses of it. I'm talking a little bit of it now. Matter of fact, I'll give you a little bit of a glimpse of it now. But if I don't start pulling orders, I'll never get finished. So let me pull this one and I'll keep going. So, fly nip and fly knit. I don't know what they're called. I'm so bad at shoes, y'all. And that's okay. And these aren't even in great shape, but they were okay condition and still have a lot of life left in them. Probably picked them up super cheap. They sold for what do they sell for? $27 plus shipping for those. And these were the second viewer sale. They went to Adam. Thanks, Kevin. Enjoy watching the YouTube channel while listing, and the Trash to Cash podcast. Well, you can get a lot of listings done because that thing is long. Sophie would never have it if we stopped this channel, huh? Did you like to visit too much in here? And I can't take them on the road, but we are going to go on the road a little bit. We go to these, you know, reseller rally, FlipCon and all that, and we're going to try and bring an experience. And there's going to be things we roll out over the coming days, coming months, coming year, actually. And it's going to be exciting. I know I'm making, like I said, a huge financial investment into it. And it's something I'm super excited about. They're fighting down there. Sophie holds her own with Wallen, even though Wallen's half or double her size. Anyway, one little part of it, and if you want to see it actually for the first time, sort of. I got to get these dogs out of here. Y'all need to behave. It's Wallen. Wallen, you're the bad seed here. I know you just want to play. You're just a puppy. But Sophie's an old girl. She don't want to play. Come on, let's kick you out of here. We know a lot of folks can't get to all these events. They can't get to the highway sales. Can't do that. We want to bring a little taste of it to them. And we're going to do that at these. We're going to do it first at the, well, not first, but we're going to do it in a big way at the Reseller Rally. And you can go check that out on Whatnot if you want to. I know a lot of people don't want to. That's fine. But it's going to be a good time. We're going to do a live event from there, and it's going to be completely for charity. We're already posting charity items for St. Jude in that auction. It's scheduled for September 30th. There's going to be a ton of folks that you recognize. Tons. We're going to get donations from 30 different people, all to be auctioned off for St. Jude that day live. And there'll be a couple other surprises, including, well, this isn't a surprise, I've already said it, a year's worth of bubble wrap given away to one person on that show, and some other giveaways as well. And, of course, the charity auction itself. We're going to get a bunch of people up there on camera. It's going to be fun. Sold a Harley 4T vest right there. That one actually went for good money, $25 plus shipping. So I know I'm not letting the cat completely out of the bag, but you'll see it kind of unfold through these Whatnot shows, and it's not going to be entirely about Whatnot. That's not what it's going to be about. Matter of fact, we're going to try to bring some of these events to you live through multicasting across all kinds of platforms. And we have a bunch of platforms. We got Garage Sale Nation, we got Trash to Cash Podcast, we got my Facebook page, we got Instagram, we got all these different platforms, and we're going to try to incorporate something over the coming year to involve all kinds of people, including traveling and meeting people in person. And that's what I'm talking about. And it won't be fully rolled out until the end of September. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but I'm super excited about it. But things aren't going to change in here. They're just simply not going to change in here. There might be one less show, you know, 2 less shows a year or something like that, but we're going to continue to do what we do. To be honest, we're making too much money selling this stuff on eBay. eBay's been on fire, and I know I got a lot of comments lately like, I can't believe your eBay's. I can't believe my eBay's on fire either, to be perfectly honest with you. But we are listing a ton, and this is also hard for me to say, we're doing a better job of listing better items. And I'm doing a slightly better job of not picking as many items that are low end. So I'm proud of that, but we had a lot to process out there. Almost forgot to give a thank you to Aaron for buying plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over on CommonwealthPicker.com. But of course, we do sell some cheaper items, especially if they're multi-quantity like this one. Grab those out of there, snap it back. This is Fat Tire, New Belgium Fat Tire koozies. And 2 of them are headed out of here for $10.81, and they're super duper easy. Speaking of questions, and I got a few more as well. One of them is, am I going to 127? I'm not going to the 127 this year, but Chris, Old School Picker, my buddy, is having a meetup. Go to Garage Sale Nation Facebook group. He posted a link in there if you're interested at all in the Tennessee area of doing a meetup. And this next one's going to take me a little while. I'll pull these with you here, and then I'll pull the rest in a minute. So let's see. We got this ET pin. We got this ET pin. We got this ET pin. I thought immediately when I saw this that it was a viewer, and it is not a viewer. At least I don't think it is. They left messages that made me think it was not. And this ET pin, and that's just the beginning. All right, I'm not going to lie here. That took a long time to dig these out of there. And there's actually 2 orders. One was to a viewer. This is what they got. ET earrings, ET necklace, and what I call the flower power, ET earrings. This one I thought they got one of everything. So I pulled one of everything, and then I counted there's 15. There's only 14 on there, so I had to figure out which one they didn't get. So they got every single one I had except for that one right there. That one got left out. That little pendant. So they got the earrings like that, though. And Gertie, and ET and Drag, and ET, and Elliot. I don't know that kid's name. Anybody know that kid's name? Not the Drew Barry. I know Drew Barrymore, but I don't remember his name in there. All the pins, which are kind of cool. Probably getting a glare off that bag. Another Elliot necklace. So they missed out on that one right there, and I'm going to refund. They asked in the comment there to refund all of the excess shipping, which we'll do, and we still made a bunch of money. Shout out Ivan, $76.48 plus one shipping charge, so like $4 or something like that. And then these three are going to a viewer. Going to Miguel. This is a gift from my daughter, who's turning 6 next week. Well, happy birthday. And she's an ET fanatic. I have been recently watching all your videos this past month. Thank you for the advice. You inspired me to sell items. So I just started doing it early this month. Keep up the good work. If you can combine the 3 items in one package, that would be great. And we'll refund you the shipping on that as well. The other one left a message, but it seems pretty clear that they're not a viewer from the message. So I don't think I'm going to read it, but if you happen to be a viewer, thank you, but I'm 99% certain you're not. Finally sold a board game that's been hanging around a long time. I'm trying to think. I think this is a private, not a private pick. This is an estate sale I did with Honest Tim. And I grabbed it because I've never seen it before, and it was in a different language, and I'm like, is it German, you know? And I'm like, that looks cool. Just the old board game with the Princess Leia hairdo right there. And I don't even know what it is, but it's been listed a while. Finally went out on clearance, I believe. $10.50 plus shipping. See if I can get it to balance. There you go. Check it out, y'all. Looks like rain's coming here. I'm all alone. You hear the cows out there in the distance? The wind shifted this way, and it always kind of stinks because there's a dairy farm up the road. Sold this Yeti t-shirt. Paid $1 for it, and it's, I don't know what size it is, size large. Sold for $12.95 plus shipping. Next item is appropriate for the summer here, and you know, somebody asked me a question the other day. They said, you seem so calm all the time in your videos out picking. Is there anything that ever gets you upset? Of course, I'm human. And maybe well, I don't know. I might talk about it. I'll tell you what. We've been doing a ton of stuff. Check out these Cabbage Patch Kids. I couldn't help but show you these right here. Finally got those listed. People have been asking for a while. This one went to, I think it's the last viewer sale, the 4th of the day, I believe. And it's some Nerf Super Soakers. And there are some Super Soakers, some old ones that are worth a ton of money. And then there are some that aren't worth it. And then if they don't work, it really detracts their value. Gilbert bought these. Thank you. $18 plus shipping. Andy left a message, says, hi, I've been watching your channel for a while now. I've been a reseller here on eBay for 23 years. You got me beat by 2 years. And there's people in the comments. Tell us in the comments how long you've been reselling. I'm curious to know. Watching you has inspired me to create a YouTube channel. And again, to help others, what I've learned over the years, I'm Gem, G-E-M, Flipper on YouTube. I played with the Super Soakers every summer when I was a kid. My kids will really love these. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope they do enjoy them. I guess I won't go into detail about what does upset me. I'll just say a couple things, and maybe I'll address it on a future video here. Maybe, I don't know. I used to be a little more hot-headed when I was a kid, especially when I was a coach. This is Mary Kay Brilliant Black. This went out 25% off clearance, so $670-ish, I think is what it sold for. Free shipping, so we're just clearing stuff out, and this is a good one to get gone. Even though it's tiny, it's been hanging around too long. I'm really competitive in I'm not near as competitive as I used to be perfectly honest with you, but I used to be. I was a ball player from when I was like 5 years old till I was 22, something like that, and then I was immediately a varsity baseball coach within a year of that. And I was really competitive, boy. I'd get on the kids knew I loved them. They absolutely knew that. And that allowed me the freedom to get on them to kind of pull the best out of them. And I could get fired up. Maybe I'll put a picture over here if I can find it. If I can't, then you're looking at nothing except for whatever's over here. But I would get pretty fired up, pretty competitive when I get in those situations. That is just not the case very much anymore, to be perfectly honest with you. Not even on the golf course anymore. It's like, whatever. I 3-putted, no big deal. I don't know, age teaches you a little perspective, I think. But one thing that still to this day gets me upset is when people come after the people that are close to me, my family, my friends. I know that happened to Chris one time, and that was tough for me to handle. But when people when people put words in my mouth that I never said is something that gets to me. If you read the comments, whenever I get a little bit spicy, I don't think that's the right word. Whenever I get a little passionate about things, it's usually over a few topics. And one of them is when somebody says something that I've never said and spreads that around. And things like, You know, I had somebody comment the other day, you know, you're showing people this is pie in the sky. You make more money on social media than you do reselling, so you're lying to people that they can do this full time. I have never, ever encouraged, except for Dave, I shouldn't say never, a couple individual people that I know their circumstances, I will encourage them to do something. Go full time, do this, do that. I have never said that for anybody, and I've always been transparent. Basically what I've said is I make more money reselling than I did as a high school history teacher. It is possible, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing for a lot of people, and I have very little costs. My cost of living is just cheap. Extremely low. Extremely low. I think some of you'd be shocked because I hate debt. I just despise it. I won't buy anything on credit. Well, maybe not anything. I bought this house on credit. Went inside to pick up a Duro decal. Haven't sold one of these in a long time. Shout out Aunt Lori. I bought these off of her at Uncle Mark's garage sale last year. Hope y'all are doing well out there. And this one, so there are hundreds of them. They're slow sellers, but we've probably sold 30 at this point, and there are still a bunch, and I can't find what this one sold for. $8 plus shipping on that one. Before I give Wallen his treat right here, tell me, is there anything out there that gets you upset, reselling wise, that is? The comments you hear, the things that other people say about you as a reseller, maybe even family members that say, you know, I can't believe you do this or whatever. And I don't mean people ripping on your death pile. What are you whining about? You just want it in. Here, I'll give you a treat. You want a treat? Watch this. You want a treat? Oh, say, I'll stay in here for a minute, huh? Sit. Sit. Tell them, show them you can behave. So it doesn't happen often, but you can behave, huh? For the record, since it's like 2,500 new folks on this channel alone, like 5,000 on the Picker channel, plus tons and tons. We have 413,000 followers on Facebook now. And so I do take what I say seriously. When somebody misconstrues it kind of hurts me a little bit, because I don't want people thinking I said something when I didn't think, when I never said it. So for the record out there, for the 120th time, I will say what I always say. It's never the right time to quit your job unless it's the right time to quit your job. In other words, everybody's circumstances are very different. I don't know where this Tupperware came from. I think my daughter took pictures of it, and I had to move it. It was over here at the beginning of the video, but I knew we sold so much. So I put it right there, and Wallen just nudged it with his nose, and now you want to attack it? I don't know. What do you want to do? Here, you want out? You want to go? All right, bye-bye. Put my Tupperware back up here. So there you go. It's, you know, everybody's situation's different. You know, people moving into retirement, second incomes, third incomes, all that kind of stuff. You know, you have insurance at a job. All of that factors in. How much money you need to survive, what kind of lifestyle you're willing to live. All that stuff makes a difference. And I never will suggest blanket tell people to quit their jobs. It's just silly. It's irresponsible. But for me, it wasn't, because I didn't make that much money. And I was already at the point before I ever put out a social media video. Well, I don't know where I put this. I think it's in here. I finally dug them out of there. And it's the last of the Radio Shack battery packs. And they bought 3 of them. But when I listed these, I actually did something that I often do, which is if I had a massive quantity, like 40 or 50 of those, a lot of times I'll list it one less than the actual quantity in case I forget and get somebody and I have to ship something out because it didn't show up or something and I forget to change the quantity. I always pad it by 1 just in case of emergency. Well, it shows there's 0 available. They bought 3 and there's 4 there. So this is your lucky day, Connor. I'm going to send you 4 of them. Back to my previous point, it's that I was already making more money reselling than I was as a teacher, and I had been for a while. And all that money was, not all of it, a lot of that money was extra. I gotta find what I'm looking for here. It was kind of extra money so we could go on vacation and stuff, and we had already used it to pay off debt and do all those things. I know this is something, here it is right here. Vermont bin, this joystick. This also went out on that 25% off sale for the oldest items in the store. I'm really liking that right now, just to clear out stuff. Holy moly, I'm never gonna be able to get it out of here. There we go. And so we took a 25% hit on this, but it's out the door for I think $10.50. No, maybe more. Let me double check it real quick. That joystick, $12.75 plus shipping. I think it went out on discount anyway. So any of you full-timers out there, which there's not that many. People think that there's a ton. There's not that many. Any of y'all out there, give them some advice in the comments if anybody ever wants to do it, of what you did before in the lead up to making a decision like that. So that Bronze 7 Series, I picked this up for $1 at a sale when I got home from Phoenix. The List Perfectly event. I went directly to a yard sale on my way home because I flew in on the red eye. And I picked this up and a bunch of other stuff for $1. This one sold for $26 plus shipping for that. It's hard sometimes to find those old razor replacement parts right here. And I saw that and I'm like, I bet that'll sell. And it did, $26 plus shipping. All right, I lied. I have another viewer sale. 5 of them today out of, I don't know, how many were there? 27 or so. Had to dig for a while, cut it out. Ariat hat right there. I think I paid $1 or $2 for that. And it's going out on an offer, I think, that I sent out. $16.19 plus shipping. And it's going to Gina. Hi, Kevin. The hat is for my granddaughter, who's an avid horseback riding girl. She loves Ariat hats and will love this one for sure. I'm a reseller also since 1998. Wow, that goes way back. Way back for sure. And follow your channels. What is that? 25 years. A lot of you got me beat out there. Follow your channels for great inspiration and insight into our world of reselling. I like how you said that. I think that this truly is. It takes a bit of a different breed to do what a lot of us do out there. So I don't know. I think that a lot of people see what we do and don't quite grasp why. And I think for me at least, and I know a lot of you, it's time at home. It's money to get by. It's money to put towards things that you don't already have the money for, to get out of debt, all those kind of things. And anyway, my eBay store is Nanzanook 1. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And hope to run into you someday on the garage sale trail. All the best to you and yours, Gina. Gina, thank you. Picked this little item up for 50 cents the other day. It's a Estee Lauder perfume, Youth Dew or something like that. And it sold pretty quick. It sold for $22.80 plus shipping. I'll see Pepper up there taking a nap. Oh, look who's here. How you doing, bud? Clothing's been pretty darn good for us lately. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a hat and plus pair of shoes. And you know, I love selling these, and these have sold pretty good this summer as well. Even the modern ones. So Dickerson, Eric Dickerson, this is a Rams jersey. So for $46 plus shipping. This one did not have the tags, XXL. Takes me back to my days in SoCal, watching Eric Dickerson play for the Rams, and then a series of not so good running backs, Cleveland Gary and Gaston Green and all those guys, till they got to Jerome Bettis, but they couldn't hold on to him. Steelers fans stole him away from us. At any rate, that one's $46 plus shipping. This one's kind of cool. Kind of fell into this one, to be honest with you. G-Unit. This one right here is a 50-cent shirt, and it sold for $40. I think plus shipping, although I'm not sure. The Dickerson was $46 free ship. G-Unit was $40 plus ship. So we got the same amount of money for those two. Who would have thought that? And out of the New Jersey bin, I know you New York Jets fans are excited about this year. We sold an LU flag, and it was $15 free ship. All right, we got Wallen and we got Reagan here. And we don't have any specific names today. We're just going to give a big blanket thank you, because how many things did you sell? Merch things did you sell on the Whatnot auction last Wednesday? By the way, the next one's on Wednesday as well, but you won't be here. No. Me and Turner and Bubba's girlfriend. All right, what you got?
44 things sold, yep. And 22 of them were first-time, like, Whatnot users. 22
first-time Whatnot users, so that means they got 15 free bucks, which means most of those, depending on what they bought, unless they bought a tumbler, I think we sold a ton of the Trash to Cash bags, the rest of the Rowdy Inaman. We sold, what else? I don't know. I can't even remember what we sold. Fanny packs, stickers, all kinds of stuff. So thank y'all for that. We'll have some different items in there and some of the same ones in there for the Wednesday auction coming up. And if you're a first-time user, go use that link down below and you can get a free 15 bucks. You got to go through the link or you won't get it, though. A lot of people didn't do that, so my apologies.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
And y'all, on the next few episodes, I'm going to finally get through, next week, I'm going to get through all the people who have been so gracious to send us stuff. This came from Death Pile Picker, and it's got a bad word on here, Mike, no surprise. Player 1, I buy stuff to let it sit. Death Pile Picker. Great sticker, by the way. And he was smart aleck. He sent my card back and he signed it. Just like Mike. At any rate, he sent us, I bought a couple things and he sent us some extras. So how cool is this? The Jetsons movie sealed. That's going in my collection. This one isn't sealed, but it's going in my collection because it's really cool. So thank you, Mike. Oh, and of course, Dwight Yoakam, one of my all-time favorites. Thank you. Hey, a quick reminder to join us Wednesday night, the 26th, 7:30. It's just me, Turner, and Bubba's girlfriend, but Blue Ridge Mama and Reagan signed a hat to give away just because they're missing the show. We're also going to give away that Wii right there. I don't think it has the games in it, but everything else is there. So come on over and maybe you can win it. Don't forget, if you've never signed up, use the links below. Use those links and you can get 15 bucks. If you just go sign up without using those links, you can't get that. So thanks again for joining us today. We always appreciate it. Don't forget, tell me down below how long you've been reselling on eBay or wherever you resell for that matter. We'd appreciate that. And anything that kind of sets you off reselling wise when somebody says something. So anyway, thanks for joining us and I can't wait to see you next.